Hey everyone, it's Mike. I'm back. It's been a while again. I keep taking these breaks. Uh, Weekends just are always so busy, so it's hard for me to sit down, sometimes take the time to make one of these videos, but I'll try to be more frequent with these now that I'm past a few projects, these long drawn out projects with work that I usually end up having to work on the weekends doing them. So I think those are behind me. So anyway, today what I wanted to do is a contest entry for Rick and Records. You've probably seen these videos going around. People are doing a double down is the theme. Rick was at like 150 subscriptions, newest channel, and he wanted to double it to 300. So his theme is to show records that you have more than one copy of that same record. And I'm not including like CDs. I'm just talking vinyl. At least that's what I'm going to do today. So he said show at least five records that you have more than one copy of, and it doesn't have to be two. It could be three or four, or however many copies you have of that same record. And I am guilty as charged in some of these. Anyway, so yeah, so that's what I'm here to do. Kind of rifle through. I got a stack, so it's not going to be just five, because you know, how often do you get a chance to show off records in this particular format? Not very often, unless you do it yourself, but I'm going to do a contest entry for this, and everybody I'll leave a link for Rick and Records page. You go to his channel and subscribe to him, get him up to at least 300, if not way beyond that. And yeah, so let's start here. In no particular order, these are just all kind of, I grouped the bands together, but I did not group them like by genre or alphabetical or anything like that. So first record, I figured I'd start out with my first favorite band, Rush. This is my old beat up copy that I bought back when I first got into, my first record was Moving Pictures, and once that solidified me as being like a Rush fan, I went and bought their back catalog, and this was one of the first ones I got after Moving Pictures, Permanent Waves. And this is my old beat up copy. I bought this like, had to be either 1981 or 1982, and it's got some water damage, and records covers were sticking to each other. So I thought, well, it'd be nice to have like an updated version of this, so I could listen to it with all the pops and crackles and all that kind of stuff. So this is what the label looks like. The label looks exactly the same as the new version I got. So I ended up getting a copy of the, I guess it's the 30th anniversary of Permanent Waves. Came in like a little box set. They had like a deluxe version, I think, but I just got the box set that had like the live concert on 2 records, and then this audiophile, whatever, remastered version that they came out with not too long ago. So it's a nice, beautiful, clean copy of this album. Love this album. Top 3 Rush album for me. Label looks pretty much the same. I don't know if I'm going to show the labels of all these things. This is just going to get drawn out. So speaking of Moving Pictures, this is my original, sorry about the glare, this is my original US copy on Mercury that I bought pretty much, I think, the week it came out. And love Moving Pictures, one of my favorite albums. I got this one a couple years ago at a Best Buy. It's one of their audiophile remastered versions. So I just wanted a nicer, cleaner copy of that because I'd played the hell out of my original. And then this is also a recent reissue that came out on red vinyl. So I have that. That's my 3rd copy. And then I bought the 30th anniversary box set, not the deluxe version, but the $100 version that had the live recordings, which are amazing. So that's this one here. So this is my 4th copy of Moving Pictures. And I've got my ticket stub here from when I went to see them on their Time Machine tour, where they played the album in its entirety, plus a bunch of other stuff. So anyway, Rush fan, Moving Pictures, 4 copies. This one, I couldn't go without showing this. Obviously, I show this record quite frequently. My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. I jumped on it when they had these reissues. I think it was like 2019. And I got a digital copy mastered from the digital tapes, and then this one, the full analog cut. So I got 2 copies of that. I have a 3rd copy, but it's unofficial. It's on colored vinyl. I bought it when I first started buying vinyl again, and just wanted to have a copy of Loveless, even if it was a counterfeit. So I have that, but I'm not showing that here. Next one, Stereolab. I have many of their studio releases. I have more than one copy of, because they have this these reissues that they did that come out in these little pocket type of gatefold deals here. These were, what year was this? Was this 20, I don't remember, 2019 maybe? Yeah, I think these came out in 2019, and they released a series of 6 of their studio albums that were like on Elektra records. And it's like it's a 3-record set, and it comes with all kinds of demos and outtakes and re-recordings or just extended versions of some of these songs. So it's a bit different than if you were to buy the original vinyl, because even like the original songs have been either extended, sometimes edited, but for the most part extended. This is their, what is this, their 3rd studio LP, Mars Audiac Quintet. This is the tour. First time I saw them on tour was for this one. I got the deluxe edition of that. It's numbered, and it came on clear vinyl, so came on 3 vinyl discs, clear vinyl, and some of the other ones I have are just on black vinyl, but I think a couple of them I got on the clear vinyl. So that's Stereolab, Mars Audiac Quintet. And then back in 2013, they had a reissue campaign for 5 of their studio albums, not the 6 that they just did recently, but, or was it 6, maybe 7? I don't remember. But anyway, this was 2013 on a label called 1972. Elektra as well, but 1972, and it's just a gatefold. It doesn't have the pocket, and the labels look like this, and it will say 1972 on it. The reason why I wanted these, well, just because it's my favorite band, Stereolab, but also because these are the original formats of the recordings. Like, they're not extended, they're not edited or anything. They're just exactly the way that I remember them back when this first came out. So I wanted to have like an original version. I would like to eventually get original copies of these on vinyl too, and I have a couple of them, but not this album. So anyway, there's 2 copies there of Mars Audiac Quintet. Cocteau Twins, Bluebell Knoll. When I first started collecting vinyl again, which was like 2016, 2017, I just went out and just started buying all the albums that I used to have, or things that I had on CD that I never owned on vinyl, and this is one of them. I bought this like bam, right out of the gate. It's one of my favorite Cocteau Twins albums, and then I realized after the fact, after I bought this one, that Simon Raymond, who's the bassist, keyboardist for the band, he runs Bella Union Records, and he signs them on occasion, and no extra charge. So I do have a signed copy. It's up above me right here. I've got it in a frame. So I have that version, the signed version, this original version, and then I have an original copy as well on Capitol Records, and this is the gatefold version. Really nice, and even though it's got a hole punch in it, which I'm not crazy about, this is about the cleanest, nicest copy I've seen of any of these that I've seen on sale online. Usually this white is just like dirty and messy and just all fingerprinted up and just not a nice crisp white. So I'm really happy to have this copy. So anyway, so there's 3 copies of Bluebell Knoll Cocteau Twins. This is the Pink Opaque. It's a US compilation on relativity that they released to try to get the American audience into the Cocteau Twins. Came out after Treasure came out, I believe, the Treasure album, and before Bluebell Knoll. And this is my old beat up, I had a flood in my college apartment my senior year or my junior year, whichever, and a lot of my records got wet and stuck together. The vinyl itself was fine, but anyway. So this is on Relativity 4AD, but it's distributed in the US by Relativity. And I thought, well, I'd really like to have a 4AD copy of that, like an import version of it. And I don't mind if it's the reissue, whatever. And sure enough, Simon was signing this one. I saw it and I was like, oh, not only am I going to get this on 4AD, but I'm going to have Simon sign it as well. So that's my copy, my new copy of that. And it's a really cool compilation. It's got a lot of my favorite old Cocteau Twins songs like Lorelei and Hitherto and stuff like that. Musette and drums, and it's got a bonus song, Millenary, that's not on, it's like an album. It's not on an album or an EP that you can get, you just get it on this thing. So anyway, I'm happy to have this on 4AD and it's autographed. So that's my second copy of the Pink Opaque. The Tiny Dynamine and Echoes in a Shallow Bay, this EP. This is the format that I used to have it back in college, and of course I sold it like an idiot, like a lot of my stuff. This is a gatefold version on Vertigo. I believe that's a Canadian pressing of this. This is what I had back in my college days, and I found a copy recently at a really good price. So that's two of their EPs combined onto one gatefold release on Vertigo. And then when I was buying the Cocteau Twins catalog, before I got that, before I brought that back into my collection, I had purchased this one, and this is the most recent reissue on 4AD of Tiny Dynamine and Echoes in the Shallow Bay, and it's not a gatefold, it just has the inside pictures are on the inner sleeve. It's a nice cardboard inner sleeve though, it's nice, I'm not gonna fault it for that, but anyway, this is really cool. So that's my second copy of that particular collection of 2 EPs. Next, Tones on Tail. I've shown this before. This is my water-damaged version of Pop, the album Pop, that I've had since I was in high school. Record was always fine, but it always bugged me that the paper had been ripped off on this. So I was at my local record store, and sure enough, they had a nice, beautiful, clean copy. This is not a reissue. This is an original, just like my first one, but this one is, whoever had this took good care of it, unlike me, and so I'm really happy to bring this nice, beautiful copy of the album Pop by Tones on Tail into my collection. If you don't know who Tones on Tail are, it's Daniel Ash and Kevin Haskins from Bauhaus. This is, they recorded this towards the tail end of Bauhaus, and then after Bauhaus broke up, Tones on Tail kind of broke up and as well, and they formed Love and Rockets. That Tones on Tail, the album Pop, is a US compilation. It's got some singles added on and some other songs taken off. But this is the original album, the way they originally intended it. This is their only full album release. It's called Pop. Tones on Tail, this is Beggar's Banquet. This is my original copy. And of course, back in those days, I would get like plastic sleeves, cover sleeves to have them in. It came with like all of the import records that I bought, but the sleeves did not come with domestic records. So the domestic copy of the album Pop got damaged, and this was in a plastic sleeve, and it did not get damaged, which is why it looks so nice. Anyway, this is my original Beggar's Banquet copy of Tones on Tail Pop. And then Record Store Day a few years ago, they re-released it and redid the artwork, and it's got like a silver foil on it. It's really nice. So I grabbed a copy of that, again on Beggar's Banquet too. All the songs, everything's pretty much the same. It's just the cover's different. The label's different too. So that's my second copy of Pop. Now we'll get into some other bands here. The Police. Did I just grab the... This is my original. Geez, it actually looks pretty damn good. I've had this forever as well, since high school, The Ghost in the Machine. But the record is just full of scratches and pops, and it skips, and it's received a lot of love over the years, and I wanted to get a new copy, so I got the recent reissue of Ghost in the Machine, so I can listen to it without any noise and all that kind of stuff, unwanted noise. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see, Lush. They have a new reissue campaign going on now through 4AD. You can still get the black vinyl as well as clear vinyl, I believe, on most of these. This is my copy that came with the Origami box set that came out back in, I think, 2016. So I have this. I don't have an original of this album. I bought it on CD when it came out back in 92, I believe. But this is the Origami version, and it came on this like really dark kind of charcoal gray vinyl. So I've purchased, I haven't opened this yet. I believe this is the black vinyl issue. I wanted to get one that I could just play all the time and not mess up my color vinyl versions, just leave those just on the shelf. But I love this album. Spooky, Lush's first full-length album, is my favorite of theirs, and it's also one of my top 5 favorite albums of all time. So really happy that they are reissuing these. So everybody else, I've had that Origami for a few years, and everybody's, you know, they don't want to spend the money on the box set and they just want to get the records. So finally 4AD is reissuing them. Really awesome. And then I've also got the 10-inch version of this album. This is the way 4AD released it, like this, in this format back in the day, back when it came out. And it's really nice, little gatefold, just alternate artwork going on with that. And it's on 2 10-inch records. So that's, I don't know how many, 3 or 4 versions of Spooky. Well worth it. I have the original. This is Throwing Muses Hunk Papa. This is the original 4AD. It's on this kind of craft paper with the fold over tabs on the back, whatever you call that. So I got this version. Originally I just had it on CD when it came out, but now I've got it on vinyl finally. So this is the 4AD version on this kind of craft paper. And then the US version came out on this yellow cover, so alternate cover. This is on Sire. This is an original gold stamp promo, and it's in just absolutely beautiful shape. I don't know how I found this. I found this on eBay, and it's just absolutely like pristine copy of this, and it's just really awesome. Really happy to have that on Sire. Just keep on building my Throwing Muses collection as I go. Speaking of gold stamp promos, this is an original US release of XTC Skylarking. This has the Mermaid Smile song on it instead of Dear God. So when I originally purchased this, I bought it on CD when it came out, and it had this version with the Mermaid Smiled, and it did not have Dear God. And I was so like perturbed by that because I loved the song Dear God, and they were playing it on 120 Minutes on MTV, and I loved it. And so I went out and bought the CD, didn't even pay attention. I knew it was on Skylarking. So I bought the CD, got it home, and I'm like, what the hell? It doesn't have Dear God on it. So I took it back to the store and returned it. I don't know why. This whole album is absolutely fantastic. One of my top favorite albums of all time. And I think it's cool to have this kind of original version without Dear God and with the Mermaid Smiled instead. And then I also have the recent reissue on Ape House Records. That's Andy's label, Andy Partridge's label. And it's got Mermaid Smiled and it has Dear God on it. So that's pretty cool. Eventually, maybe I'll get a copy that has just Dear God and not Mermaid Smiled. So I'll have the 3. But anyway, beautiful album, love this. His repressings on Ape House sound freaking amazing. They are just such excellent audiophile recordings, love it. So that's Skylarking. New Order, Love Life. I bought this when I started buying records again. I don't think I ever had it on vinyl. I think I always had it on CD, maybe cassette, I don't remember. I don't think I ever had it on vinyl before. No, maybe I did. I think I did, and it had the melamine kind of strip that said New Order on it, and it wrapped around as like an OB kind of thing. But when I repurchased it on Discogs just a few years ago, it came with this melamine kind of cover that covers the whole album cover like that. Which I didn't know I was getting. I thought I was getting the OB strip like what I used to have, but it's got this instead, which is fine, but it's just kind of old and yellow and doesn't look great. So I actually just store it just by itself without the cover thing. I just slide that inside. Anyway, Love Life, love that album. And then I got the reissue that they came out with recently because I wanted a nice, bright, clean copy that didn't have skips and not skips. My copy doesn't have skips, but it's just a little noisy. And this one's nice and quiet. So I love this album, and I love having this. So there's my second copy of Love Life. Again, I was buying things like crazy when I first started buying vinyl, and I bought this thinking I was going to get the original album cover, but I got this artwork instead. It's okay, but I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about the high gloss. I'm not crazy about the cover. I like the original cover of this. And I haven't even explained what this is. Excuse me. This is New Order's Brotherhood, which is the album that came right after Love Life. It's good. It's a nice sounding record. I just didn't care for the cover. I was nostalgic for the cover that I had back when I was in college, and I was able to find a copy online that was a beautiful, nice condition, and this is the album cover that I'm used to. So that's why I have 2 copies of Brotherhood. Plus, it's my favorite New Order album. So there's another good reason. Next, Fix's Reach the Beach. I bought this. Again, one of the records that I bought when I was just starting to build up my record collection again a few years ago. Got this off of Discogs, and it's a nice, it's MCA Records. It's an early issue. I don't know if it's the original, but it's an early issue for sure. Love this album, Reach the Beach, on MCA Records. And then, like, soon after that, I swear just months, and I didn't know, but they re-released it on Record Store Day, and it's on blue vinyl, and it's got Deeper and Deeper as an extra cut, and that's a single that came out like right after this album came out, and it's one of my favorite Fix songs. So getting that included on this vinyl release was pretty awesome. Blue vinyl. So Reach the Beach by the Fix. That's my second copy. Let's see. Oh, this one I purchased. I had this album back when I was in high school, Alphaville's Forever Young. Really like the whole album. It's not a one-hit one. Big in Japan is great. It's the main single off of this, as well as the Forever Young song as well, the ballad. I think more people tend to like the Forever Young song than they do the rest of this album, but I really love the whole album. It's great. So I purchased this. I saw this at Barnes & Noble, and it was a great price, and it was the Barnes & Noble edition on orange vinyl, so I grabbed it. Seemed to make perfect sense. And then my best friend, he called me to tell me that he was home back in Florida, and he found a box of records, and they're not his. He thinks that they're mine. And sure enough, it was a bunch of my old records from back in high school and college, and he returned them. He brought them back to Arizona, and one of those was my original Forever Young album on Atlantic. So I got this back in my collection. So now I have 2 copies, and I'm just going to hang on to them. Why not? This one, absolute classic, Modern English, After the Snow, the original artwork, and then not too long ago, they re-released this, remastered, whatever, different artwork. And the reason why I got this new one, mainly was because Vaughn Oliver, the artist from 23 Envelope, who's the famous guy who did all the Cocteau Twins, and just most of the 4AD artwork was done by Vaughn Oliver. He did the artwork for this, so I thought it was kind of cool to have not only a new copy, because this one I've had forever, but a new copy with, just probably sounding a little bit better. Less worse for wear. So that's Modern English, After the Snow. And then we're getting down to the last few. Express, Love and Rockets, their second album. This was my US release, and of course, US meaning that it was not in a plastic cover, and it got damaged. There's water damage. The paper didn't get torn, but you can see it's warped. The cover is warped, not the record. So this was their first US release. I had this, and then that summer, after I purchased this, the big time version, the US version, I went to Europe with my dad and my brother, and we were in London, and I can't remember if it was a Virgin record store or if it was BMG. I don't remember which record store it was, but I picked up a British UK copy of this on Beggar's Banquet. And I remember this is the only record I bought while I was there, and I remember carrying it home just on the airplane, just being really careful not to get the record damaged because it was just in a plastic bag. But this was really nice. It came with a big fold-out poster. It came with it, which the US version did not, and just the labels and the artwork just are custom labels for the album and all that stuff. So really happy to have that. And that's the reason why I haven't purchased one of the new remastered ones, was because I have the UK and the US version. That's good enough for me. This is an original US copy of Killing Joke's first album, debut album on EG Records. And yeah, so it's my original US copy. It's got Change on it, which I guess the first UK version did not have the song Change, but the original US did. So Editions EG was what it was on. So there's that. And then I got pretty recently, I think for Father's Day, I got this. Either Father's Day, yeah, it was Father's Day. I got this new reissue. It's kind of on this silver paper, really beautiful. It's got the gatefold imagery, which did not come with my original version. Same songs though, and it sounds really nice. And it's on this split black and clear vinyl. So love Killing Joke, so happy to have that. And we will finish it off with Killing Joke. This is Nighttime. This is my original US press that I bought back in high school. Again, it's seen its better days as far as the vinyl goes, the condition. So I purchased the Music on Vinyl's recent reissue of this album, and it sounds amazing. So yeah, Nighttime, Killing Joke. And that's it. That's and I've got a lot more, but I'm like, how long am I going to go on this? I'm going to cut this short. So anyway, y'all have a great weekend. I went and saw Cigarettes After Sex in concert. That was a pretty crazy experience. It was weird because I've liked their music for like a few years, and Courtney really loves them. So we were really happy to get tickets. So we get a hotel downtown Phoenix. We walk to the venue, and thinking that we're going to see just a whole wide range of people in line waiting to go in. And I swear to God, it was like 99% of the crowd there was 14-year-old girls dressed in goth outfits or whatever, goth apparel and makeup and everything. It was like just girls, young girls. And the only time we saw like grown adults in line were like chaperones. So they must have like looked at us and thinking, oh, well, where's their kids? Why are they here? Because I just look like a fish out of water. Fantastic show. It sounds absolutely amazing if you get a chance to see them. They're really awesome music, really chill, very straightforward, very simplistic show, and really enjoyed it. And next up, I think my next concert is Dandy Warhols in October, so I'm looking forward to seeing them again. It's been a long time since I've seen them in concert, and looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to see more shows, but man, everybody's avoiding Phoenix for some reason. Slowdive and all Blonde Redhead, all these bands I want to go see, they're not coming to Phoenix, so it really kind of sucks. And I really don't want to drive to California every single time a band comes through. It's very expensive and it's very tiresome, so especially when you get to my age. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great weekend. Love you all. Thanks for watching my videos and subscribing and all that crap. And I appreciate you. I'll see you later. Bye.